Hey guys, welcome back to the video. In this video, we'll be talking about people being house poor and the trials they are facing with mortgages and what are they trying to do to get out of it. Don't forget to leave your comment down below and let me know if you are also in this situation and your thoughts on being house poor. Are you buying in this economy or not?
Hey, listen, normalize to not go buying a house and becoming house poor. Normalize buying a house and becoming house poor. It's not talked about enough. So many people are house poor. So many people are house poor. And when I say house poor, people can't even afford their mortgage. For real. People are getting $2,500 mortgages knowing that they can't afford that. Not only that, people are closing on homes with significant others. And as they're closing on a home with significant others, anything can happen to the significant other. Anything. And guess what? Now you are on your own with those bills. And those bills are extremely too high for you. So now the home is going into foreclosure because you can't afford the mortgage. Please normalize buying a home and being house poor. It's not talked about enough. It's not talked about enough. And it's crazy because I'm in a lot of Facebook groups and I see this a lot, what goes on. Some people are in upside down, flipped up situations because the house won't sell because it's too high. They bought it at a high price during a certain time and the house not even worth that for real. So now when they go to sell it, it's like, dang, they can't even sell the house. Because when COVID hit, these houses was going crazy. And that wasn't even the value of the house for it. You can't know. And now they try to sell the house. They can't because it's not going to sell. It's not worth it. So I just want y'all to normalize that. Yeah.
I bought a house when I was 26 and fell immediately into poverty. Okay, when I lived with my parents, I was living my best luxury lifestyle. I went to South Korea, bought a 2,000 plane ticket, didn't even blink twice. I went shopping, luxury goods, all that. Was traveling, was just, I was living it up. I felt rich. I had no bills. And I had a full-time 9-to-5 job. I was working as a nurse, okay? I was killing it. I bought my own house. That first mortgage payment came in and I was like, oh, this is a situation. But at first you think you can handle it, right? Like, what's a couple thou? What's a couple thou? I got it. But then the pipes in my 80-year-old home broke immediately as soon as I bought the house. Wiped out my savings. Then another pipe in a different area of the house broke. Okay, I'm struggling. Okay, I need help. Then my neighbor's pipe, it was a twin house, her pipe broke. And she didn't believe that her pipe broke, but her pipe broke on my side of the house. So all of that water that was coming down was spraying into my home. And then my water heater broke. When I tell y'all, I went from living in the lap of luxury to destitute immediately. Now, don't get me to fooling y'all, because it was worth it in the long run because that house is now worth like 2 times what it was worth then. So I'm actually doing pretty good. But at the time, when I tell you I was struggling, I had to go to my parents every other day for dinner because your girl could not feed herself.
Ever heard the term house poor? This is an example of a home, lovely home, good size. The problem is that it needs repair everywhere. Needs new flooring, needs new carpet, needs a new roof, needs new siding. This is what I would call the owner was probably house poor. It means that yes, they could afford their mortgage. Yes, they live in a lovely neighborhood, but they couldn't afford to maintain it. So as much as we talk about home ownership and how great it is, you need to make sure that you purchase a home that you can afford to maintain it. So even if your lender is giving you $300,000, you might go $250,000, $275,000 just so that you can afford to maintain the home. I know that's a tough call, but being house poor doesn't allow you to maintain the home, and when you go to sell it, you're not going to get the price you want because it hasn't been maintained. So, food for thought.
Get a house, they said. Get a house, they said. Get a fucking house, they said. Every time I turn around, I gotta pay for something. Something's broke. Something's leaking. Something. Them get a house if you poor, like me.
When I said people are house poor, it wasn't me clowning homeowners. I was only trying to expose how the system is designed. Banks do not care about your lifestyle or what you can actually afford. They care about their interest payments. Here's an example. Banks only qualify you on your gross income, not your net income. That's the first scam. So let's say you make $6,000 a month before taxes. On paper, the bank will say, oh, you can afford a $2,000 monthly mortgage payment easy. But in real life, after taxes, health deductions, 401k, and any other bill or any other expense you can think of, you're probably only going to bring home maybe $4,200 or less. So explain this to me. Why in the hell would somebody approve you for a home or money you don't even see? Why would they look at your gross income knowing that your net income is way less than what you have on paper? Because they don't care. They're not in the business of protecting you. They're in the business of protecting themselves. They're in the business of maximizing on the loan based on the interest, on how much you're paying over time. And this is why so many of y'all get stressed the moment y'all close on a home. You're smiling with keys in your hand and balloons on Instagram and TikTok and all these other places. But 2 months later, you realize you can't travel, you can't really go nowhere, you can't afford to get your nails, your hair done. You can't afford to live another lifestyle because all your money is tied up into your home. You can't eat out, you can't save. You're literally one payment away from defaulting on your mortgage. And that's what house poor looks like. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. A lot of people say I'm hating. No, I'm educating you all. Because nobody tells you, nobody breaks all this stuff down for you so you can see it from a different picture. You get that approval and now you're going to go hurry and look for a home because they say that's what you can afford on paper. The banks, no matter what, will still get theirs because the house is collateral. If you can't pay, all they're going to do is foreclose on the home and resell it. They don't lose, you lose. And that's the game that people don't want to hear. This was never about if home ownership was good or bad. This is about buying smart. Just because the banks say you can afford it doesn't mean you have to listen to them. Yeah, the next time a bank approves you for $500K, understand they're going by your gross numbers and not your net income. The real flex is not stretching yourself to the max. The real flex is buying a home that still lets you live, travel, save, invest, build wealth. Because, baby, if your house owns you, you don't have freedom. You're just trading rent for a bigger chain. And this is where I come in. If you're buying a home in Houston or Maryland, don't let the bank trick you into being house poor. Let's buy smart and make sure you get the home you can afford without affecting your lifestyle. DM me the word home if you're ready to buy the right way.
Buying a home as a single parent is a bad idea. I'm a single parent who bought a home and I am thousands of dollars in debt. I thought that buying a home would be the best thing for my daughter and I. I didn't take into consideration property taxes. My mortgage went from $1,400 to $1,900 in 2 years. I'm in debt because I had 3 water leaks. Not only did I have to pay the rise in property taxes, but I had to pay for the maintenance in my home. I definitely believe that home ownership requires 2 incomes. All of the things that I could do before I bought the home, all of the things I could provide to my daughter before I bought my home, I can no longer do. I am what they call house poor. If you are a single parent looking to buy a home, I hope you have thousands of dollars in savings. Equity is cool and all, but when it comes at a price, I don't think I'm willing to pay it anymore.
We've paid $9,286.32. We only have $952 of our actual mortgage paid off. $6,000 of that, $6,423.23 has gone to interest, and $1,911 has gone to taxes and insurance.
$6,000 to interest?
$6,000 to interest. Our interest rate is 6.99%.
Hey, have you ever wondered what house poor looks like? I'll show you. I'm in my kid's playroom. That's right, we have a whole playroom for the kid. But I'm eating pot noodle for lunch because that's what we can afford. What with all the maintenance work and so on and so forth.
Being house poor is no joke. I mean, it's all cutesy when you're going through the process. You're like, oh, I'm pre-approved for $500,000 when your budget is really given $300,000 to $50,000. Mortgage loan originators will take your salary pre-tax and tell you how much you can afford based on that. I'm a mortgage loan originator, so I'm trying to give y'all a free game, because once you lock in and sign that contract, that's it. So let me just reiterate this. They're taking your pre-tax salary, but we all know that at minimum, Uncle Sam is taking 22%, and depending on where you are on the tier, it could be more than that. So I don't know who made this up, but this is just how it's done, and so I want you guys to be aware. Assuming you have other debts, student loans, car payments, because that's just the average American, do not go to the max that they tell you can afford. Just don't do it. Because let's sit here and really think about this. If this is the middle line of house poor, not house poor, say you're at the max that they say that you can afford, you get that house, property taxes go up, insurance go up, where do you think you're gonna go? Did I say this was the not house poor? Whatever side is the opposite of not house poor, that's where you're gonna be at. And no one will be left with the mess but you. The loan officers getting their cut, real estate agents getting their cut, and you, my friend, are house poor because you were sold a dream. So at the end of the day, just make sure that your team has the best interest for you.
As I walk to the bus stop, another house in my neighborhood just got listed for sale today. See that? Another house. Y'all, just on my little street part, that is house number 3. House number 3. And on the main street, don't get me started on the main street. Y'all, on the main street, I know it's about 4 or 5 houses for sale on the main street. Y'all, where is the people going? The economy is doing a number. Oh my gosh. And this is everywhere. My thing is, people are listing houses now. It's a few people buying houses, but a lot of people, they just don't have it. Everything is going up. Everybody's affected. My God, today, God, help us, Lord. Jesus. This is a lot. This is a lot.
Buy a house next year if you want to be broke. In 2025, there's no way I would buy a house unless I got 2 things. If I could check these 2 things off, then I would consider buying a house. First, I would get the seller to either pay for all my closing costs or to pay for a permanent rate buy down. If you take a look at what these past couple years have been, and everyone's talking about doing temporary buy downs and we're going to wait for rates to come down. Yeah, how did that work out? If you want to get into the upper 4s, 5s permanently, where it becomes tolerable for you to buy a house and to afford a house, get the seller to pay for it. We're in a market right now where sellers don't really have as much leverage as they used to. They're probably more willing to do that for their buyer. And second, it has to have a garage. Houses with garages are average $50,000 more valuable. They get a $50,000 increase average market value. It's harder to find them, yes, but it's definitely worth it. If you disagree or you have other comments you want to put down, other things that you would like to look at when buying a house, put it in the comments.
So I'm about to sell my house and make $70,000. Let's go through the numbers. Right now, I owe the bank a little less than $198,000. My realtor sent me a breakdown of the fees that I'll have to pay due to selling the house. And the first one is a special assessment search fee of $45. Then we do have the realtor's commission, which I do have to pay both of them, but she did bring it down to 5% from 6%. So that is $67.47 per realtor. You pay a broker admin fee, and that is $599. The closing fee is $700, and the state deed tax is $917. I also have to pay a recording fee that's $45 and a conservation fee of $5. And I also mentioned that I had a down payment assistance program when I bought this house that was $8,000, but I believe during COVID they said they were going to waive it. They said they were going to waive it. So hopefully they let me off and I don't have to give the $8,000 back. Also during COVID, when I was trying to purchase the house that I'm currently in, I deferred part of my loan and put it on the back end. So I think it's about $6,000 that I also had to give back. So after I done paid Lottie Dottie and everybody, this is what I could potentially walk away with, which is a good amount. Thank you. Especially since if I had been renting for the past 6 years, I would be getting $0.
Paying a mortgage feels crazy. I am logged into my loan account and we've officially owned this house for a year. So every month for a year, 12 months, I've been obviously paying the mortgage. What's crazy is when you log in, it tells you how much is left on your mortgage. And our mortgage has gone down the equivalent of what I pay in 1.5 months every single month after paying for a year. The rest is just interest. It just poof off into outer space. It's basically like paying rent. You never see that again. It doesn't do anything. One benefit is the more interest you pay, the more tax deductions you get, and then the more that you end up paying off the principal over the years, the less tax deductions you get. So I'm telling myself that that's good, but it is really discouraging to be like, oh, I've paid this much towards mortgage this year, and then to log in and say, oh, only about 1 month of those payments actually made a difference in my principal. But I guess that's adulting or something. I don't know.
I'm in a place financially in my life where I completely understand why people commit fraud.